Okay, let's get more on this and what these elections could mean for Hong Kong and for regional politics. We're joined by David Zweig, a professor of China's transnational relations at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Many thanks for joining us, David. So tell us, this is significant, isn't it?
My name's Zweig. Just if I can correct you, it's pronounced Zweig, but go ahead.
Apologies, David Zweig. So David, how significant is it that we now have these anti-China activists with seats on Hong Kong's Legislative Council?
Well, we had anti-China activists holding seats in LegCo before. Most of the people who were seen as the more radical wing of the Democratic camp were pretty anti-China themselves. So that's not such a big change. I think the big difference, though, now is that these people really reflect an anti-Beijing, anti-enhanced integration between Hong Kong and China. These people reflect the view in society that they want this process to slow down or stop, and in part that they want to reverse it. So that many people in society already feel that the level of integration with the mainland has already gone too far. And these people represent a kind of social force within the society, not just within the legislature. I wouldn't overemphasize that, but that there really is a view within young people and within Hong Kong society that this really should be reversed.
How will Beijing view these results?
Terribly. Beijing, one of the dilemmas that the two sides faced was that the mainland couldn't figure out why 20 years of post handover, why people in Hong Kong didn't feel more patriotic. Now they've got to deal with the fact that there's a significant amount of the population that's saying that they don't feel patriotic at all, and in fact they're distinctly anti-China. And China doesn't deal with those kinds of things very well. I think that in many ways China will look at what's going on in Hong Kong within the context of 4 territories along its border that seem to want to pull away from the mainland. These would be Xinjiang, which Turks know a lot about because it's got a large Uyghur population, Tibet, Taiwan, and Hong Kong. And I'm sure that the leadership sitting looking down at Hong Kong just sees this as one part of a significant threat to the integration of China.
So in terms of tangible change, are we likely to see any sort of change as a result of these elections?
Well, the change that we could see would be, unfortunately, if the central government at Beijing gets more anxious and decides to put more pressure on Hong Kong, I think that would be a mistake. I think that the message here is that each time that the mainland tries to put more pressure on Hong Kong society pushes back. And you've got the continuing about 55% of the people here who are both pro-democratic, but now a survey showed that 17% of people prefer to have some kind of independence, and maybe up to 40% want to have a heightened degree of autonomy from the central government. So I think, we're in for rocky times, and a lot of it depends on how Beijing responds to what clearly it won't like happening down here.
Okay, David, really good to get your thoughts today. David Zweig, Professor of China's Transnational Relations from Hong Kong University of Science and Technology.